the story for the day, which brings us to two questions. How far are these teams willing to go to keep momentum on their side? Well, on the other side is, how far and how deep are they willing to dig to keep and break out that doldrum? Well, we'll find out here in the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference, the heart of volleyball!
차가운 시선도 out of sight. Pulse in my vein, it's electric gold. 내 불빛은 never cold. Light it up, no turning back. 세상 내 무대 track. 숨길 수 없어 내 vibe, so real the energy you gonna feel. I'm invincible, nothing can break me. Limitless flow, don't try to chase me. Crash like a wave, wild and free. 이 무대 위, I'm all you see. Invincible.
Live in San Juan City, where PP Sharma and the AKARI Chargers are looking to keep the momentum rolling as they search for win number 3. However, it is not going to be easy because standing in their way is Pangs, Panaga, and the rest of the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers who want to cement their spot near the top of the standings. You're watching the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference. Before anything else, let's take a look at our matches for today's Thursday doubleheader. First up, we have the AKARI Chargers taking on the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers, and later on at 6:30 p.m. the next LED Chameleons will be facing the Zeus Coffee Thunderbells. Thank you for joining us on Filipinas Live, One Sports and One Sports Plus. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Billy Capistrano, and joining me today we have my partner Jamie La Victoria, and of course our courtside reporter Lexi Rodriguez. And Lex, I'm gonna start with you first. These two teams are coming into the match today with a lot of momentum, and I'm sure you made your rounds. You were able to talk to some of the players. How were the vibes in the dugout?
Well, Billy and Jamie, the vibes are vibing definitely, and we'll definitely see that on the court later on.
Period. The vibes are vibing. Vibe check muna tayo. And now, Jay, it's going to be a crucial match for these two teams because we are nearing the tail end of our preliminary round, and everybody wants to finish strong.
That's right, Billy. Well, both teams had to find their footing at the start of this All-Filipino Conference, but as the games progressed, they slowly got the groove of things. And let's talk the team standings first. PLDT at the top with a 6-1 win-loss record. And for the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers, they actually started with a loss against PLDT, and then after that, they have won moving forward. And lastly, for the AKARI Chargers, they started slow with 3 losses, but now they have won the last 3. So you could see, yes, the teams do have different standings. They're far apart from each other, Billy, but they have momentum moving forward.
Absolutely. And the question today is, at sabi nga to ni Lex kanina, who will keep their winning streak alive? I mean, they're on the same boat, but very different journeys to get to this point. As you mentioned here for CREAMLINE, they fumbled a little bit in the start, but they were able to find their footing rather quickly. On the other side, complete opposite for AKARI. It was a slow start for them, but they were able to regain their confidence at the most perfect time. All right, we zone in on this match even further because a lot of people are very excited for this game, and even Jamie told me, she texted me yesterday, she was looking forward to this game because number one, you know, these two teams have a lot of history between them, and number two, their rosters are filled to the brim with exceptional talent, which leads us to our premier matchup for today. It is a battle of the power spikers, the open hitters. We have Ivy Lacsina versus Gemma Galanza.
Now, looking at the two players here, both are back in full form, and that's the best part with these teams. We have Ivy Lacsina on the left. She did not play all in that reinforced conference, and she was not 100, but now she is in full form. She is at 100%, and it's not just her spiking that helps boost the team. It is her leadership and also the digging interception. And of course, on the right side, Gemma Galanta, she did miss the reinforced conference, but especially in their past few games with those combination plays ran by Gia, she is on point so far, and we are very excited for this match.
Well, Jamie and Billy, one thing that we're also excited about is, of course, these players having the chance to shine, having the chance to really show themselves. And one thing that a chance for us to also look back to, and these athletes, these pro athletes, is for them to look back on their best moments. That's why let's take a look at Ivy Laksina as she takes a look back and rank the best moments of her time.
Hi everyone, this is Ivy Laksina and this is Rank It. Oh! Game po namin na yon, super mahalaga siya sa akin kasi umabot kami ng 5th set. And syempre, ayaw naman ng buong team na matalo kami kasi nakakuha na kami ng 2 sets. So, why not ilaban namin hanggang dulo? Next. Oh, yung next lead pa to.
Next lead.
Ayan na nga.
Here comes
Ayan na nga.
Sickle. Oh, Ravenna playing good D.
Sila.
So is
Parang ako yung kinakabahan. Career high ko ba to?
Now, Laksina again.
Sa next lead, super memorable siya sa akin kasi gusto ko mabigay yung best ko. So yung energy ko that time is sobrang taas talaga kasi gusto kong makuha yung rhythm ko as open hitter. Sa isip ko lang, laro lang ako. Hindi ko naisip yung mga POG, career high. Bonus na lang to. Basta importante, nanalo kami. Ay, nako, ito.
That's picked up by Ponce.
No.
Mars goes up to CC. Picked up by
Ayan,
Gensel.
ayan.
They go up to Ivy. Tapos
Wala na kaming ibang pwedeng makuhang medal kung hindi na lang yung bronze. And before ako pumalo, like yung mga coaches ko sa likod nun, is sumisigaw sila and ramdam ko yung tiwala nila sa akin. Ayoko naman na bibiguin ko yung mga teammates ko na hayaan ko na hindi namin makuha yun. Kasi syempre, medal pa din yun. Unahin ko yung pinaka-last, yung game namin ng next lead at Petroga. Medyo baby girl pa, ganyan. Next ko naman is yung nandito na ako sa AKARI, yung versus Galleries. Kasi doon medyo nagiging okay na ako, komportable na ako, nabibuild ko na yung confidence ko. And syempre yung pinaka-last, yun tayo sa may medal tayo. Yun talaga yung peak na ng sarili ko na okay, confident na ako sa open hitter. At syempre, sana dumami pa po yung mga moments na ganito. Hindi lang para sa akin, para din sa team.
Well, PVL fans, that was Ivy Laksina of the AKARI Chargers. You know, these moments are a chance for us to really see how they view themselves back in their days and how their journey has been so far in their career. And that is why, you know, it's also a chance for us to get to know them more and get to know these teams more, especially that the story for the day is the game-winning streak. Now, AKARI is coming off a 3-game winning streak, and we'll definitely see more action from them. But one player that we've also got the chance to talk to and got the chance to really see how much she's excelled all throughout the conference that we've seen her play is Jenny Tagaod. You know, I got the chance to speak with her teammates and Jenny herself, and she did tell me that, you know, she's embracing the role, she's embracing the kind of attitude that a Charger should have, and definitely we'll see the rest of the attitude, the chemistry, and the connection that's currently working with the AKARI Chargers. Now, we bring it over to the other side. The CREAMLINE Cool Smashers, they're not new to the kind of culture that they have, the kind of 5-setter matches that they're just coming off. Actually, you know, Billy and Jamie, the first 5-setter match that they've had all throughout this conference is their last game. So, you know, I got the chance to speak with Pons, and Pons told me na during the latter part of that game, nagtinginan lang sila, and that tingin, alam nila na sa kanila talaga yung panalo na yon. And those are the moments and the chances that we get to see how much culture, how much attitude, how much connection that these players have had all throughout the years.
Thanks for that, Lexi, our hardworking courtside reporter, giving us all the latest from the sidelines. Of course, for AKARI, it's great to see that Chen Tagaod is shining in her new team. We covered her a lot in the UAAPJ. And as for CREAMLINE, nothing new here. You know, just another day at work for the most composed team right in the PVL. All right, we now move on to another matchup we cannot wait to witness. This time, it's the battle of our setters. Of course, we have Gia de Guzman of CREAMLINE versus Mars Alba of the AKARI Chargers.
Of course, Gia is currently #1 at the setting rank, and her team is actually second in spiking. And for Mars Alba, currently #4. And with both of these setters, they are not afraid to take risks. They always activate the middles, and the reception doesn't need to be perfect. It can just be a B pass, and they still activate the B quick and the A quick to the middle blockers. And they also command the court. Mars Alba and Gia, they don't expect perfect passes every single sequence, but they make sure they do their best to better the set for the spikers, and that is why they always shine, especially now Gia being back. It's important that, you know, they're back finally complete, and you can see that CREAMLINE is currently growing now.
Well, definitely, Jamie and Billy, you know, you're talking about the commanders of the court, the playmakers as well, and definitely we have the commanders of the Filipinas Live app, because we do have an exclusive poll question of the day for you, and the perfect matchup as well, because the poll question is, which excellent setter will keep their win streak alive? Is it Mars Alba from the AKARI Chargers, or is it Gia de Guzman from the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers? Interesting matchup and interesting set of players and setters we have here today. You can also join in the conversation using the hashtag PVL2026.
And with that, ladies, the stage is finally set. We turn it over to our stadium announcer for the call out of our starters.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is match number 35. This is match number 35 at the PVL All-Filipino Conference 2026. And this match features the AKARI Chargers versus the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers. And now let's meet our officials for this match. Our first referee, Joffer Educado, National Referee. The second referee is Justine Navidad, National Referee. And now let's meet the starters. First for the AKARI Chargers. Middle blocker from De La Salle University, #2, Fifi Sharma. Outside spiker from San Sebastian College, Recoletos, #5, Gretzel Soltones. Middle blocker from the Far Eastern University, #13, Ced Domingo. Outside spiker from the National University, #16, Ivy Laxina. Center from La Salle, #19, Mars Alba. Opposite hitter from Adamson University, #24, Ellie Soyud. Starting libero from La Salle, #15, team captain, Justine Hazareno. Head coach for AKARI is Tina Sala. And now the starters for the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers. Middle blocker from the College of St. Benil, #6, Pangs Panaga. Center from the Ateneo de Manila University, #12, Gia Morado de Guzman. Middle blocker also from Ateneo, #14, Bea de Leon. Opposite hitter from the University of the Philippines, #18, Tots Carlos. Outside spiker from the Far Eastern University, #19, Bernadette Pons. Outside spiker from Adamson University, #23, Gemma Galanza. Starting libero from FEU, #11, Kyla Atienza. And the head coach for CREAMLINE is Sherwin Menezes. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. This is AKARI versus CREAMLINE This is the
The
PVL.
starters on your
the heart
screen
of
for the
volleyball.
AKARI Chargers: Sharma, Domingo, Soyod, Alba, Soltones, Laksina, and Hazareno for Coach Tina Salak. And on the other side now for the Creamline Cool Smashers, we have Pangs Panaga, De Leon, Carlos De Guzman, Pons Galanza, and Kyla Atienza with Coach Sherwin Meneses at the helm. Billy Capistrano here with Jamie La Victoria. We have Lexi Rodriguez giving us all the latest from the sidelines. A much anticipated matchup between these two teams. A battle of streaks, as Lexi put it at the top of the coverage. AKARI with a 3-game winning streak. On the other hand, Creamline lost that first game.
Right.
All systems go after that. Here we go, set number 1. Laksina will try and gets that first point for AKARI.
Ivy Laksina targeting zone 6, not too much power in that swing, and just guided that one in zone 6. I'm very excited for this setter matchup. Gia is currently number 1, Mars Alba currently number 4, and both teams have momentum here in this All-Filipino Conference.
But one streak has to end today. Panaga with a slide is money.
From Pangs Panaga.
That's a short slide coming from Panaga. Justine Hazareno was in the right place at the right time, but that swing was just too fast.
Serving for Creamline, Gemma Galanza.
These two teams coming into this match with a lot of momentum on their side. So very exciting how that's going to play out to their advantage today. That is outside for Ellie Soyod.
Now, Ellie Soy currently, she's been on and off this conference, and she is heavily needed for AKARI. She needs to be a bit more aggressive in today's match.
And she was one of the leading scorers actually for AKARI in that previous conference. Alba will find Gretsch challenging the blockers. Tots waiting for it.
Tots Carlos.
Now, it's nice seeing Creamline complete here. Tots Carlos going cross. And so far, I'm seeing with the Creamline Cool Smashers, they are serving tough, which is forcing Mars Alba to set up the pins. No activation yet for Fifi Sharma.
Speaking of Fifi Sharma, right on cue, as Jay was mentioning, there she is, making her presence felt here in this first set, and she has also been playing incredibly this conference, Jamie.
Ever since Mars Alba entered AKARI, the tandem between Justine and Mars, and now with the middles, especially with Sed Domingo, very lethal in the front.
De Guzman goes to Pons, is denied. Poor coverage rather here for Creamline.
That was a good play coming from Gia. Panaga being that decoy.
We're tied at 3-all. Sharma on deck to serve. Gia finds Stotts. Straight to the hands of Ivy. Chance here for the white shirts. This time Pons again gets the point. First one of the game.
I'm seeing the style of Gia here.
And this spike of the set brought to you by Dunkin, pasalubong ng bayan.
She's having Coach Carlos attack from the middle there, which is fooling the blocking of AKARI. A lot of different plays we're seeing from Creamline.
Lots of variations here for the Cool Smashers. How will AKARI answer back? They go to Soltones. Pons will try. Not the best of sets to Pons. Out of system for Creamline. AKARI gets the point.
Bernadette Pons miscalculating that swing. Tried to go cross.
A little too much angle on that attack by Bernadette Pons.
Yes.
We're tied for all. Make that a 1-point lead for the Cool Smashers. Service error for Ellie Soyod. And that's something that AKARI needs to watch out for. I remember I covered that game versus Signal, and they had a lot of service errors despite winning that game. But of course, against a team like Creamline, you can't be doing that.
You can't afford making those unforced errors.
Laksina from the back. Point number 2 for Ivy.
And looking at the journey of Ivy Laksina, she was a middle blocker before, went to the opposite for a bit, and now being an open spiker, she has had to adjust to so many things here in the PVL.
And what about Bea De Leon? Joins the scoring party for her team. We have Gia activating all the players on the court right now. Creamline up by 1. Bernadette Pons, MVP in the reinforced conference, will serve. That's a good one. Alba will go to Ced Domingo. The middle blockers are alive and well in our match today. Everybody activated so far.
And this is what I talked about earlier during the pregame. Both setters taking risks and activating the middle blockers. Good reception there.
Gia. Bea is blocked. Creamline has it. They go to Gemma this time. That's outside for Galanza.
You could see she was trying to go down the line with that swing.
However, they are going to call a challenge. They're going to call a net fault.
So far, Billy, both teams moving well. They're in the right spot in terms of their defensive pattern. Hence the score. Very close.
That's why a lot of people, right, we've been mentioning this, are anticipating this match, have been excited for this match. A lot of history between these two teams. And the last time that AKARI beat Creamline was back in the reinforced conference. As we take a look at this replay, I believe it's going to show up in just a little bit. There it is. No net fault.
It's a clean block. So challenge unsuccessful by Creamline.
Point remains with the AKARI Chargers. Again, a pretty close first set that we're having between these two squads. Great ball distribution as well.
Good serve.
Gia goes to Gemma. A lot of power in that attack. Laksina answers back. It's alive. They're too late to get the ball. Laksina gets the point. 8-6 is our score. We'll be right back. Domingo on deck to serve for the Chargers. Gia will find Gemma. Combination play is money for the Cool Smashers as we turn it over to Lexi Rodriguez. Go ahead, Lex.
Thanks, Billy and Jamie. Well, you know what? When you're facing a champion team, you get faced with a question. How do you deal with it? What kind of decisions do you make? And early on in the pregame, we were talking about the commanders and the playmakers. That's why in this moment, I would like to highlight Mars Alba in a conversation that I had with her. I asked her, how do you deal with decision making, especially when sometimes it's not really in your hands when you make faulty errors or faulty things here in play? And she said, you know, we just bank on the strength that we have, and that is the connection and the kind of cohesion that's translating from our trainings to the plays that we're making here on court. Back to you, Jamie and Billy.
Thanks so much for that, Lex, highlighting Mars Alba, the main setter now for the AKARI Chargers, who has also been somewhat of a leader for this team on the court alongside their team captain, Justine Hazareno. Let's get back to this game. A little too low for Tots Carlos.
But you could see Gia really spreading out the offense here for CREAMLINE, trying to split the blockers of AKARI. And Tots Carlos just falling short in that sequence.
Not the best of executions here for Carlos. 3-point lead for AKARI. Unforced errors, 2 for AKARI, 3 for CREAMLINE. Chance. This one for Gemma. Great anticipation by Pangs, but what about the defense of the Chargers? Ball is still alive. They go to Laxina. She gets it.
So far with 5 points here in set number 1, and Ivy Laxina doing everything now for AKARI.
And with that, Coach Sherwin will call for time. Let's listen in.
Ha? Back to basic, pasa, then atake. Ha? Saraningan mo siya para maghiwalay tayo. Para maghiwalay. Back row, ready, follow, back row. Pareho, depende sa situation. Kaya pag nasa kabila, open 5 lang, open 5. Taas lang yung bola. Oh, let's go, go!
Hazareno,
The defensive flash.
Jinx Yomisoda versus Capital One with 17 digs. We're so in sync.
I know, and she's the 5th best digger of the league right now, averaging 3.40 excellent digs per set. That is just key for you. That sails outside for the AKARI Chargers. Mars Alba overshooting that one. It's a 3-point push for AKARI as Gia de Guzman prepares to serve for the white shirts. Mars goes to Ivy. Outside, it goes to AKARI.
No Ivy, she's been trying to attack high and long in zone 6, but this time she went sharp. And Atienza miscalculated her dig there.
You have Alyssa Valdez joining her teammates on the court here.
We all know this tandem very well, Gia and Atalay.
Solid as ever. Speaking of, there you go. Alyssa Valdez gets her first point of the ball game. What a great play from Gia de Guzman. Take a look at that. Poetry in motion for the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers.
Perfect set to the Phenom.
And the cheers get louder as Alyssa prepares to serve for CREAMLINE.
That's a good serve.
Soyud popped up. Ponce waiting with a hit out.
And that timeout called earlier by Coach Sherwin, telling his team specific plays, talking about the patterns of AKARI, and it's just working so far. Back-to-back points for CREAMLINE.
We know that CREAMLINE is one of the most intact teams in the
Especially
PVL
now.
right now. Yep, especially with Gia back. Service ace for Alyssa, and so far so good for the Cool Smashers. Coach Tina sensing that they need a timeout. Let's listen in.
Settle na tayo. Sige lang, sige lang. Cut lang natin, cut lang natin. Importante makapasa muna tayo. Tulog tayo sa pasa. Tulog tayo sa pasa. Sige lang. Ay, pag wala. Kahit sipas. Pag wala, yung block natin, magkakalimutan. AKARI!
We have Sports Fun Signal TV, of course, Sir Nico Halili in attendance. Always watching the games and supporting the team as well. Coach Tina Salak trying to break the momentum of the Creamline Cool Smashers. It's a 3-0 run for Creamline. Not for long though. Fifi Sharma gets the ball rolling for the AKARI Chargers.
There's a bit of confusion in the zone 1 with Gian Adelay, but ever since Adelay stepped foot here in this game, the momentum is slowly creeping in here for the Creamline Cool Smashers.
There's always a sense of calm when Alyso steps on the court for the Cool Smashers. Trying to get everybody on that same mindset. 2-point lead for AKARI.
Good receive by Jen.
Gia goes to Tots. That's outside for Carlos. That's her second error of the game.
That was a good receive by Jen Yerva on that loaded serve coming from Fifi Sharma, and Tots just avoiding the block, but that one sailed outside.
AKARI hanging on to that 3-point lead. Chance here for the pink shirts. Domingo asking for space, sets up Soyud, and she gets it.
And you know, Ellie Soyud, she's now one of the veterans here for the AKARI Chargers. Her attacking would go outside usually or hit the net, but this time she calculated that and tipped right in front of that broken block of Creamline, just using her smarts.
One of the veterans of the AKARI Chargers, Ellie Soyud. Here comes Fifi Sharma. It's a 4-point lead for AKARI. They go to Tots. That one's on the line.
You can see she's been trying to target that down the line swing. She guided that in zone 6. That's a good play. Gia is still giving her that boost of confidence after that spiking error.
Banks. Almost. Gretsch overshoots it. A little too strong for
Fair
Sotones.
touch.
They're asking for a check on that one though.
I believe a net fault challenge.
Net fault. Check that. Asking for a net fault. And as we said at the top of the coverage, we are inching closer to the end of our preliminary round. So at this point, scramble to the top 4. I believe Creamline is assured of a spot in the top 4, but a lot of teams vying for that final spot.
We have Farm Fresh, Choco Mucho, Nextnet, and AKARI and Capital. They all have 3 wins, so it is a race.
Pretty
Tight
much a
race.
deadlock, yeah.
And you want to avoid that play-in tournament
right.
as much as possible.
And if you're AKARI, you really want to get ahead of everybody else in that deadlock that we're seeing in our team standings. And that's why this is a very crucial game for them. And later on, also a crucial match for the Nextnet Chameleons going up against Zeus Coffee.
Right.
Take a look at our replay. Was there a net fault on the side of Creamline?
None. But that was close on PVL.
Unsuccessful challenge for Coach Tina Sala and the rest of the Chargers. No net fault violation was committed by the white shirts in that sequence. Play continues, score remains. It is a 2-point push for AKARI. Mars goes to Ellie. Light to Pons, straight to the hands of Justine. Ellie will try again. Donut hole in the defense of the Cool Smashers. AKARI leads 16-30.
that? Dina Wong?
Dina Wong, of course, in attendance, supporting her friends also, and of course, Ivy Laksina. Her former teammates too, the Creamline Cool Smashers. 16-13 on the scoreboard right now. Soyud will serve. AKARI holding on to that lead. Hazareno to Soltones. Great defense. They go to Tots. She is blocked.
You could see the blockers were not split in that sequence for the AKARI Chargers. They were heavily guarded by Gretchen Soltones and Seth Domingo in that sequence.
Great net defense by the Chargers. Total team effort right now for the pink shirts. A little too low for Pons as she apologizes to her teammates.
That's not easy to swing from a set coming from Tots Carlos.
AKARI trying to pull away now from the Creamline Cool Smashers here in the first set. So far, so good. 5-point lead. Gia. Pons finally gets something going here for herself. That's point number 3 after a couple of attempts.
That was a clear swing for Bernadette Pons. And Bea De Leon being that decoy, Seth Domingo jumping late in that sequence. We have a double sub now. Negrito and Gumabao.
They're trying to play catch up here in our first set. Ball is alive. Not anymore. It goes to the Chargers for touches for the Cool Smashers. And what seems to be the problem on the side of Creamline, Jay?
Well, right now, Billy, AKARI is actually just doing all the right things. No combination plays we're
Keeping
seeing.
it simple.
Yeah, keeping it simple.
Also seeing that chemistry here for the Chargers coming alive in the first set. Here comes Laksina, straight to the hands of Jen. They toss it over. It's a chance. They go to Sed. That's outside.
That was a good set coming from Mars Alba. And Seth Domingo just not getting the proper contact on that swing.
Too much angle on the attack by Sed Domingo. Substitution here. Deej Rodriguez checks in for Coach Sherwin. Straight to the service line she goes. Laksina. Dug up. Violation.
Yes.
On the Cool Smashers. Gumabao owns up to it.
Gumabao was second guessing herself. She could have gone for a swing.
And it's a great start for the Chargers. I'm sure a lot of confidence on their side, especially against a team like Creamline. They find Lai. Of course, you're gonna go to your team captain. There was a check.
Serving for Creamline, Bea De Leon.
Here comes BDL. Mars goes to Ivy. Gets another one for her and her squad. 7 points for Laksina in the first set, Jay.
And so far, AKARI, they're not making errors here. And as for Creamline, they can't get a first pass.
As Coach Sherwin will gather the girls and call for another timeout.
Last chance sa'yo. One good run tayo. Patay mo na isa. Ha? Ikaw bahala kung mag-depress siya lang isa o... Kaya mo si FD doon, kaya mo kunin siya ni Laksina. Kaya naman, masay-sub lang. May reaction tayo pag walang receive. Malayo pa yan, malayo pa yan. Isa lang.
Let's go! 1,
Currently, Ivy Laxina has 7 points for the AKARI Chargers with a 70% attack efficiency.
And a while ago, we were able to highlight Christine Hazareno of AKARI. This time, why not talk about the libero of the Creamline Cool Smashers? You have Jen Nierva, one of the newest members of this team.
She has been consistent, also commanding the back, giving good receptions and digs to her setters.
And had a great game versus Nexted as well. Another error here for the Creamline Cool Smashers. A couple of errors that we're seeing on their side, Jamie. Jen to Alyssa, gets it, off the block and out for Valdez. 4 points for Lai.
And so far, it's actually Valdez doing the heavy lifting now for the Creamline Cool Smashers. Negrito and Gia, they've been trying to activate the middle blockers, and it has not been working for Creamline.
Her best game this conference so far has been a 7-foot output. Right now, Alyssa at 4. It's still alive. They gotta get a good swing. They give this one to Lai. With a push, they go to Fifi. Dug up. Gia. Alyssa again through the block, finding ways to uplift her team. That is the way Alyssa does it always.
The veteran presence of the Phenom. And she's tallied 3 points that have boosted the offense of the Creamline Cool Smashers as they are down by 4 here in set number 1.
It's been all her the past few sequences. Laxina pushes it to the other side. Trying to salvage things. It's a no-go for Ivy.
Smart play by Ivy Laxina. She was attacking high and long in zone 6, going for the cross court, but this time switched it up and went for that power tip down the line.
It is 23 serving 18. Gia goes to Lai, combination. They find Gretch with that cross court. One hand set, they save it. They send it over. Chance, Soltones. Way too strong for Gretch. Medyo nanggigil sa play na yon.
And Gretchen Soltones trying to target zone 5. A lack of wrist action as well in that swing.
You could see Ivy telling her to calm down a little bit.
Especially now you're just 2 points
Right.
away and no lead is safe.
Correct. And they still have that they have that lead, yes. And they have that advantage of maybe sealing the deal here in the first set. Creamline needs to play catch-up. Galanza is back for Alyssa. Soltones. Great dive from De Guzman. Gretch again. Off the block and out for Gretch.
With 2 points so far, her cross did not work earlier. So she, this time, went for that down the line off the block. And good pancake save by Gia. But this time, still went down the line and it worked.
AKARI now at set point. 24 serving 19. And they save 1 set point. Talking about the Cool Smashers. They're down by 4.
No, the reception of Jen, not in that setter's box for Gia, but still the right tempo. And Gia just activating the middle blockers there. Smart play.
A lot of focus is needed from the Creamline Cool Smashers. Panaga serving. They go to Soltones. That's gonna go to Creamline. There is
Well, it was hard to see from our POV.
We'll get some clarifications in just a little bit at any rate.
We have one more challenge left.
They're gonna say ball out, but Creamline says it went inside. What was your expert analysis, Jay, from our
It looked
vantage
inside.
point?
It looked inside.
And they look pretty confident as well after that attack. So we shall see. Could be a crucial point here for CREAMLINE if ever.
They need this.
Or else AKARI will run away with that first set. Was it?
Oh, that's super close. That is inside.
inside.
It's inside.
Good
Inches.
call, right? That is a good call from our technical committee.
That was very close.
Exactly why Coach Sheena doesn't seem to be too happy. But play continues. They save another set point here. That's way outside. Not the best of ways to kind of end this first set and give this one to AKARI. It's a service error from Pangs Panaga as the AKARI Chargers take set number 1, 25-21. And what a way to start off this game for the AKARI Chargers, taking set number 1 from the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers, 25-21 in 31 minutes of play. And total team effort here for the pink shirts versus CREAMLINE. Everything just going right for them. What can you say about their performance and what went missing here for the Cool Smashers, Dave?
Well, Billy, when the Phenom entered, they were able to get back-to-back points, but they were unable to sustain that. And when it came to the counterattack of the AKARI Chargers, the digging of Justine Hazareno and the playmaking of Mars Alba, they were able to get the flow of things. Rachel Soltones popped off with down-the-line swings, and also Ellie Soyud and the middle blockers of the AKARI Chargers. And CREAMLINE just not able to get that finishing kick. As we see the set 1 stats here, and the highlight here of set number 1 are the 8 errors of the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers. And what's not shown on our screens, Billy, is the timing of these errors that actually boosted the momentum of AKARI. They were accepting those errors of CREAMLINE and at the same time earning their points as well. And if I were CREAMLINE moving forward to set number 2, you really need to minimize your errors.
You got to stay a little bit more focused. There's got to be more composure on the side of the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers, especially against AKARI Chargers. They really want to extend that winning streak. Remember, they're vying for a spot in the top 4 as opposed to CREAMLINE. They already cemented their spot there. So very, very crucial here for the Chargers. And if you're CREAMLINE, you just want a lot of momentum moving forward as well. Lily Capistrano with Jamie La Victoria and Lexi Rodriguez giving us all the latest from the sidelines. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at the leading scorers first. We have Eliza Valdez with 5 points and Ivy Laxina with 8 points. And what a way to start this match for these 2 players. I mean, Lai has played sparingly here for Coach Sherwin. It's great to see her really being that leader here for the Cool Smashers. And Ellie Soyud talking about a veteran, another veteran here for AKARI. And what about Mars Alba? You were commending her off air, and she's doing a great job so far spreading the wealth here for the Chargers.
And she's also just very composed, even if AKARI is down in any set, in any match. She is the one that anchors the team. She has a lot of confidence, which also brings a lot of confidence to her spikers.
And she has matured a lot as well. And has really fit into the system of Coach Tina Salak. As we get set number 2 underway, Pangs Panaga. Remember, she ended that previous set with a service error. She wants to turn things around for herself, gets the first point for Creamline.
Gotta give credit to that pass from AV, which allowed Gia to activate Panaga on that Be Quick.
Expecting a lot more firepower on the side of the white shirts in the second set.
Ooh.
Talk about firepower. Fifi Sharma, however, showing us her own version of that.
You know, Fifi Sharma said Domingo, the middle blockers of AKARI have elevated their game ever since Mars Alba entered the AKARI Chargers.
It's great to see the middle blockers getting their fair share of the limelight as well. Gia goes to Michelle. MG. First point of the game.
Nice to see MG back at the starting unit here for Creamline. It's not easy to block this girl here. She has a hefty hand, so it's important that you have that press when you block.
That's right. And remember, MG always delivers quality minutes. She may not get the most minutes here for Coach Sherwin, but quality minutes always. Take a look at this service ace.
Effective as ever, talking about Michelle Gumabao.
They bump this one to Gretsch, makes do. Out of system for AKARI, leads to a point for Creamline.
Strong start here in set number 2 for the Creamline Cool Smashers.
Three-point lead for the Cool Smashers. Mars goes to Fifi. They were ready for it.
And Fifi Sharma so far 2 points here in set number 2 off that Be Quick attack. Mars Alba knowing the right tempo and speed for that set.
And Fifi averaging 11 points per game in our All-Filipino conference. Again, a really good conference and her good showing for Fifi. Almost! Actually, check that. It is a service ace, point number 5 for Sharma.
Gia was able to get a hand on that one, but no help coming from BDL. Good to see.
Gia goes to Bea. As we turn it over to Lexi Rodriguez. Go ahead, Lex.
Thanks, Billy and Jamie. Well, you know, earlier, before we started this second set, you guys did ask the question, what's really happening with Creamline? This isn't really the Creamline that we know, but, you know, this also reminds me of a conversation I had with Eliza Valdez, who's been playing very well, been having her playing time in this match. She said, when you get to have your imperfections, when you get to have your faults early on this match, it's really best to pick it up early on before it's ever too late, because you gotta do what you can. You gotta embrace the imperfections that the team has, and you gotta do what you can individually for it to contribute collectively as a team. Back to you, Jamie and Billy.
Thanks so much for that, Lex. And it is a lot of learning here for Creamline in this match from that first set. So far, so good for the Cool Smashers. They are up by 2. And right now it is BDL trying to do some damage in this game.
These are good receptions coming from Jen Nierva. And Gia is able to set up BDL on that Be Quick attack.
Steadier executions for the Cool Smashers.
Yes.
Domingo. That is outside. A little too strong for Sed. Here comes De Leon serving. Mars goes to Sed again. Galanza. Good defense. Soltones from the left. Dug up by Lai. Babalik kay Gemma. Soltones ulit. They're gonna chase it. Eliza's got it covered. Easy over, chance for AKARI. Domingo.
That's 2 touches by said Domingo, and what a
sequence. 8-4, Creamline. Someone very familiar on your screen. A couple of our Creamline players, of course, in white is Miss Finn.
She'll be covering the game after this.
With Boom, we also saw Ella and Den.
Denise.
Yep.
It's Mama Phil later.
Scoreboard reads 8-4, 1-2 play. Redwell. They give this one to Gemma. Great cross court. But nandoon si Justine. Soltones. Great defense from both these teams.
Very Adele.
Very passionate about this game. Babalik na naman sa AKARI. Still nothing. We love to see it. Here comes Galanza. Powering through the block. That is Gemma for you.
What a team effort for the Creamline Cool Smashers. Good digs by Bea, good digs by the Phenom, and Gemma Galanza just knowing how to finish that one off.
And we love seeing great defense on both sides of the court, Jamie. 5-point lead now for Creamline. Here comes BDL again. We got substitutions for Coach Tina. Ball is still alive. Creamline has it. They'll choose Gemma. Chance for AKARI. They chase this one. Gia, 1-2 play. Still alive. Great effort from Gia de Guzman. But that is outside. The point goes to the AKARI Chargers. We're trying to play catch up here in our second set.
Billy, you could see the efforts also from the AKARI Chargers, not letting the ball fall to the floor. It's a good second set. Good game.
A lot of grit that we're seeing from these two teams. Miscommunication between Gemma and Lai as Gemma quickly apologizes. Free point for AKARI.
No, Eliza Valdez was actually ready to go on that reception. Gemma Galanza in the way. This is something that they cannot afford.
Much better.
That's too low.
Out of system. AKARI has it. Way too strong. Miscalculates it. That was Ivy.
You know, Ivy so far has been trying to guide that ball zone 1, zone 6. But miscalculated that sequence.
De Guzman now with 7 excellent sets. She will serve. Laxina with that cross-court attack. That is her 9th of the match. This spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan. Here comes the AKARI Chargers inching closer. Gia. Great dig from Bonafe. Soreño off the hands of Valdez.
And the AKARI Chargers reading that combination play early on by Gia de Guzman.
As Coach Sherwin will call for time. Let's listen in.
Bang, triangle lang tayo, wala akong umatake. Ha? Ano? Bibilisan ha. Kahit lipas, bibilisan. Okay, pansat ako ulit. Yun lang.
Let's go! One, Creamline!
Here we go, girls. Composure. Alaga tayo sa
Overhearing MG telling her girls to stay composed. Yes, they are up, but AKARI has had solid sequences right after. And CREAMLINE just trying to maintain this lead here as they are down one set.
2-point advantage for the Cool Smashers. But momentum on the side of the Chargers. At this point, it continues. Service ace for Ced Domingo, and she is one of the better servers of this AKARI squad.
No, Billy, these moments are bound to happen between CREAMLINE, between Jen. She is a newbie in the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers. Chemistry is not built overnight.
And so adjusting, of course, to the new system that she's
You
a
have
part
to.
of. But much better sequence for CREAMLINE. After a couple of mishaps, we got Pangs Panaga with her 5th point of the game.
That is Jared Schnacky supporting the PVL.
2-point lead for CREAMLINE. They go for the push, no go. Gumaba waiting for it. And that's what MG is so good at, is providing the points that the team really need. Look at this.
Down the line she goes, just works. And Justine unable to get that first contact.
And completely avoiding the blockers of the Chargers. Bonafé.
That's a good set.
Goes to the right. That was connection present between Bonafé and Soreño. One of the newest players also for AKARI.
Yes.
Substitutions now. We have
They're back in, the first 6.
And if you're AKARI, it's time to step on that gas pedal. MG, not this time.
Still good.
Still live. They roll it over. Gia, Pangs. Nandoon si Gretch. Laksina, blocked. It stays with the Cool Smashers.
And CREAMLINE able to keep this lead here up by 3. Take a look at this sequence one more time. An overpass by Justine. And quick reactions by Panaga at the net.
13 serving 10. Mars goes to Fifi. Way off for Sharma. And with that, it's Coach Tina's turn to call for a timeout. Let's listen in.
Puloy sila sa errors natin. Tayo nagbibigay ng putos. Isa na lang yan kanina. Mahirap mag-abot. O ngayon, double time tayo. Kayod tayo. Kayod tayo. Isa. Pasa tayo.
Huwag natin sila bigyan ng chance na maka-attack sa atin, ha? Let's go! Huwag natin pala yun para di tayo mahirapan. AKARI!
Commissioner Sherwin. Malonzo on our screens. And Eleanor Navarro of Sports Vision.
In attendance, of course, enjoying this match between the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers and the AKARI Chargers. That's going to be a service error for Pangs Panaga. But sure, we're not too happy about that. They're up by 3 points, but you cannot give that momentum to the AKARI Chargers. For those who just tuned in, they won that set number 1 versus CREAMLINE. With
Good
much,
serve.
yeah, much better showing though for the white shirts. Valdez chases it, attacks, is outside. She is not happy about that.
Now we're seeing the efforts of Jenier, but these are good passes, good receptions coming from her, good sets.
Laksina will serve. And that little wait by Gumabo made everything worth it.
And the Creamline Cool Smashers, they needed that side out coming from MG double sub. We have Carlos and Negrito.
Kyle will go straight to the service line for Creamline. Her team up by 3 points.
Good serve. Wow.
Very good serve. Strong serve for Negrito. Much needed service ace. Creamline leads 16-12. And what a familiar face on our screens. We have Boom Gonzalez, of course. We have
Rhea Navarro on our screens.
Coach Tai.
Coach Tai, my bestie.
There's a lot of people enjoying this game. Jamie's bestie. Someone she knows very, very well. As we get back to this game, 4-point advantage for the Cool Smashers. We got Negrito, back set to Tots Carlos. Eddie Soyud.
Oh, wow.
Look all that inside. Down the line for Soyud.
You know, the AKARI Chargers have stepped up when it came to their spiking here in set number 2. And Ellie Soyud going down the line, attacking high and long.
Fifi Sharma now with 5 points under her belt in today's ball game. Gemma was ready for it. Miscom, it's still alive. They set it over. Soltones, good cover. They try the other side. Soyud rolls it over. Liza. Got a rally for both teams. Good defense. Chance. Soyud attacks. Straight to the hands of Negrito. They go to Lai. Does not go over for Alyssa Valdez.
The Creamline Cool Smashers is scrambling during that sequence. And after that swing coming from the Phenom.
Couple of great exchanges, however, between these two squads, and this is why a lot of people have been waiting for this game. Really a great matchup. 2-point lead, Creamline make that a 3-point lead. That's too strong for Fifi.
Now serving Alexa Valdez.
With 17 serving 14, line out with 5 points off 4 attacks and 1 ace. Mars to Gretsch. And that is going to be her 4th point of the ball game. Soltones. So everybody contributing here for the AKARI Chargers playing catch up. They're down by 2. Take a look at this.
No block found by BDL in that rally. And good plays coming from Mars Alba.
So AKARI inching closer now. Negrito back set to Tots. Popped up. The toss to Gretch, makes do. Eliza has it, sends it to Carlos. That is another one for the AKARI Chargers. Cutting the lead down to just a single point. There's going to be a timeout. Let's listen in to Coach Sherwin, but first, take a look at this. What a block from Ced Domingo.
Gitna lang receive, gitna lang. Back quick five, then open. Yun lang.
Okay, back to basic.
Eh, kahit na nandun sa kabila, two spikers lang sila. Huwag kayo magmadali.
Yes.
Ha? Okay, pasa muna tayo ulit.
Let's go, Adele!
Let's go! One, green line!
Happy! Let's go, patient, patient!
And Coach Sherwin Menez is talking about how he does not want his team to rush things as AKARI is gaining momentum here in set number 2.
A couple of adjustments need to be made on the side of the Cool Smashers. Sawyer serving.
Good receive.
Good save. Soltones goes
Oh.
cross. Sharp angle makes it work.
No, CREAMLINE is a team that thrives on counterattack, but you could see the AKARI Chargers defending everything coming from CREAMLINE. And Justine, perfect pancake save, and Gretchel, veteran moves going cross.
Great composure being shown by the Chargers. We're tied at 17 all. They need a good swing. Here comes Gemma, and she delivers.
They need Gemma Galanza to boost the offense of the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers. Her specialty going down the line. Perfect reception by the Phenom. A good setup by Negrito to Gemma Galanza.
Rodriguez will serve. 1 point lead for CREAMLINE. Alba goes to Gretch, challenging the blocker. Negrito finds Galanza. X marks the spot for Gemma. 4th point of our ball game.
The counter-attack for CREAMLINE, heavily on the left pin. When Gemma Galanza is in the front row, you have to maximize her as much as you can.
Gemma now averaging 11.7 points per game. Doing some damage here for the Cool Smashers. Here comes Soltones. Too much power on the attack.
It's a very tight second set here. AKARI versus CREAMLINE. Bump set by Justine. And Gretchel just doing all the right things for her team.
And it's a tug of war towards the tail end of our second set. Service ace for Soltones. How timely. Very much needed for the Chargers.
19 all here in set number 2 as that serve just drops right before heading to the Phenom.
19 all is our score. Combination play is money for CREAMLINE, care of Gemma Galanza with that set from Kyle Negrito.
Perfect sequences coming from Gemma Galanza. Kyle Negrito able to give Gemma Galanza 3 points to give them this 1 point lead.
And Gia checks in again, as well as Gumabaw. We'll see how things will play out here. 20 serving 19. Here comes Gemma. Not the best. Although to be clarifications.
Rotational error as well for
CREAMLINE, I believe.
CREAMLINE. It's a rare error that we're seeing from such a veteran
That's right.
team.
But Michelle Gumabaw telling everybody it's okay. We'll let it pass. AKARI gets the point. We're tied at 20. 4 points now for Ced Domingo. Oh, that's gonna go to the Chargers.
You know, Ced Domingo knowing who to target, Gemma Galanza, because Gia is still in the back row. Now Creamline having to rearrange the receivers in the back row so they won't have that problem again.
Crucial parts of our second set. De Guzman, they go to Gemma again. Good save.
It's a net violation.
I believe that was Fifi Sharma. Well, we'll check if ever we have a replay.
You could see Fifi avoiding the net. Oh, and actually foot
Yeah, the
fault.
foot, yeah.
Yeah.
No escaping that
Yeah.
one.
You can't hide that
You
one.
cannot. Laksina digs deep. Lai adjusts. Chance for Ivy again. Straight to the hands of Gemma. The toss to Lai. And just like that first set, they have their team captain bailing them out.
No, she's clutch for a reason. Talking about the phenom in Eliza Valdez.
Great chemistry, as always, between her and Gia, really translating in this game as Coach Tina will call for time.
Okay, ito yung strength nila. So kailangan putulin natin. Kailangan putulin natin. Dapat makapasa tayo. Magkaroon tayo ng transition play. Mars. Kailangan na mag-connect. Pwede tayo pa. Pag once na may pumalok, over tayo automatic. Then balik lang ulit. Again, putulin natin yung strength. Let's go. One pass muna ulit. One pass. Isa lang. AKARI!
Of course, Sir Ricky Palu and Coach Ty Bundit. Loving the PVL action today.
And actually, a lot of people in attendance here in our arena this Thursday. Despite the fact that it is a weekday, a lot of people really wanted to watch this game, and I'm sure are staying for the next game as well. That's a service error, however, for Gemma Galanza.
22 all now here in set number 2.
And a couple of crucial errors here for the Cool Smashers, much like that first set.
Yes.
Jay?
Especially at the wrong time.
Yes. That's something that we talked about as well. Eliza, good dig from Hazareno. Chance for the white shirts. They're gonna give this one to MG. She is blocked.
Fifi Sharma. Perfect press on that block. Reverse set by Gia. And a synchronized block by Ivy Laksina and Fifi Sharma.
And we know that AKARI, that's one of their strengths, really, is their blocking, third best blocking team. See what I mean?
That's inside. So back-to-back blocks for the AKARI Chargers.
And really just taking advantage of their strengths here. Talking about AKARI, but there will be a challenge because why not from Coach Sherwin Meneses.
Creamline unable to catch a break here because the defense of AKARI has been just on point. Mars Alba knowing when to activate Fifi Sharma, Ellie Soyut. And we haven't seen any special plays coming from AKARI. Just simple dig, set, spike.
And that's what Coach Sherwin mentioned also in one of the timeouts. AKARI just keeping it simple. And Creamline so far no answers for it. That's definitely going to be a point for the Chargers. The score remains. AKARI is at set point 24-22. Unsuccessful challenge for Coach Sherwin and the rest of the Cool Smashers. Great focus here from AKARI all throughout the second set, even when they were behind. Except during that service error from Mars Alba. You know, that's something that you don't want to give to Creamline. Because you know how they fare in clutch situations.
Oh, there will be a challenge called. Ball in, ball out challenge, but I think the challenge was called too late.
Inay na, dapat sabay, dapat sabay. Sabay. Likod, yung isa kanina. Balik lang yun ang nag-set, di ba? Dinay na yan, mamaya na. Dinay na. Mamaya na, dapat sabay. Dinay na.
couple of clarifications from our first referee. At any rate, the play continues. 23 serving 24. Crucial serve for Pangs. Almost a service ace. Here comes Soyud. That's way outside, and the Cool Smashers are alive and kicking in our second set. Well, there's going to be a challenge, though.
A block touch challenge called on the swing of Ellie Soyud.
And they're bringing out the challenges here in our second set. You can really see how both teams want this match, want this game, and want this second set. Cheers getting louder on the side of the fans of the Cool Smashers. Let's take a look if there was a block touch.
So that's a clean swing going outside. 24 all here in set number 2.
Here comes Bernadette Pons on deck to serve for Creamline. Oh, that's outside.
That looked inside. I think they're gonna call a challenge.
Actually, from our angle, it kind of looked like
It kind of looked
in
inside. Let's just wait for the challenge.
We have no say.
Yeah, we have no
Just
control.
opinions.
No control over anything.
We'll see a clear replay in just a little bit. But again, thanking everybody for joining us on Pilipinas Live. One Sports and One Sports Plus. It is the AKARI Chargers versus the Creamline Cool Smashers. Both teams with a lot of momentum coming into this game. And for those who just tuned in, we're checking out this replay way outside. So unsuccessful. The point remains with the AKARI Chargers. 25 serving 24. Gia goes to Lai. Dug up. Sotones tries to finish it, and she does! And what a feat for the AKARI Chargers, taking set number 2 from the Creamline Cool Smashers. Take a look at the reactions that we can see on the faces of the girls in pink. Sotones getting it through that block. We love that reaction. Again, they take set number 2 from Creamline. We'll be right back.
Hello, hello. Mic check. Mahina.
No,
Meron
it's
pero
good.
mahina lang. Mine's mahina. Is this the volume?
Yeah, go turn it up. Turn it up, girl.
Turn it up, 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 up.
It's a video too, Mama Lar's video.
It's a video. Ay!
And what a feat by the AKARI Chargers, getting set number 2 from the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers, 26-24 in 34 minutes of play. And Jay, they kind of struggled in the first parts of that set, but were able to bounce back and seal the deal versus CREAMLINE.
Well, when it came to the offense of the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers, whether it was the first attack or the off-tack, rather, it came to the defense of AKARI able when it came to Mars Alba, Fifi Sharma, Justine Hazarena. They were able to set the tone in set number 2 as we see the set 2 stats here. 13-all in terms of attacks, and it's the 3 blocks, the aces of the AKARI Chargers that worked in their favor against the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers.
And the AKARI Chargers looking like a well-oiled machine in this game, Lex. What's been working for them? They seem to have a lot of confidence and a lot of chemistry on the court.
Well, Billy and Jamie, that's exactly what they've been trying to work on, especially on the past trainings. They've been trying to work on that chemistry, that connection, because as you said, Jamie, connection is not built overnight. It takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of training, and that's exactly what's working for AKARI. And of course, the confidence is there, that quiet confidence.
Well, thank you so much for that, Lex. Thanks for the update. And we are going to look forward to your other chica, your cuento, later on here
definitely.
in this set. And what a match so far here between the AKARI Chargers and the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers. As we see a little huddle going on here for CREAMLINE. They need to bounce back in this set number 3 if they want to keep their winning streak alive. And as for AKARI, it is all systems go for them here in our 3rd set. They want that momentum. They want a better placement in the standings. And that's what they are aiming to do. 9 excellent sets for Mars Alba, 10 for Gia de Guzman. And what a game so far that we're having this Thursday.
But AKARI cannot take this set number 3 lightly. Yes, they're up by 2, but CREAMLINE has been in many situations like this. So they do know how to explode when needed. And in terms of defense, the AKARI Chargers have been able to read the first attack and counter-attack of the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers.
Here we go, set number 3 for this very crucial match between these two teams. Not the best of starts for AKARI. A little collision between Mars Alba and Fifi Sharma. Service ace, however, for Gia de Guzman. Another good serve from Gia. They go to Pangs with a quick one.
So far, so good when it comes to the serving of de Guzman. And you could see how Gia went for that a quick and guided that not too close to the net, which allowed Panaga to have some space in that sequence.
Service error though for CREAMLINE. Will put AKARI on the board. Ivy now with 11 points of 10 attacks and 1 block. Leading all scorers for the AKARI Chargers. Gia goes to Gemma. Soft touch. Good save from Justine. They go to Carlos. She's been a little silent in this game. Great blocking, but good coverage. Soyod. Nandoon si Azareno, but Justine is a little too late to get back up. We'll get that point to CREAMLINE.
Good exchanges between both teams. Very alert, but it is rewarded from Pangs Panaga. just being aggressive at the net and taking advantage of that overpass.
It's a great start so far for the Creamline Cool Smashers. Alba, not the best of sets from Mars Alba. Miscalculating that one. Or that toss, Fifi. Another service error for Gemma Galante. That is her third of the game.
That's already 2 missed serves so far here in set number 3.
Sharma now with 6 points. Her team down by 2. Gia sends this one to Pons. Great angle at that by Pons, avoiding the blockers right in front of her.
Bernadette Pons actually started here in this match. She came off the bench earlier, and she's heavily needed in terms of outsmarting the blocking of the AKARI Chargers.
So far, Pons only with 4 points in this match. Expecting more from her here. What about Gretchen Soltones for the power attack? That is her 9th of the game. Second best scorer for the Chargers.
And what a bullet coming from Soltones going cross. Banaga was a bit too forward in defense there.
That's a sharp cross-court attack from Gretchen Soltones. Chance here for the Chargers. Mars will give this one to Sed.
You know, Mars Alba just knowing who to tally here. Running slide by Sed Domingo. And Mars Alba is able to split the blockers of Creamline.
Getting everybody here in the mix for the AKARI Chargers. They're down by 1. Combination is good for the Cool Smashers. That was Gia to Pons. 5 points for Bernadette.
We're just going back and forth here now in set number 3, but Gia still targeting Bernadette Pons for the attacking.
Here comes Carlos. Alba. Soft touch over the blocker. Smart play.
No, Gretchen Sotones went for a cross earlier to Panaga, but this time knew the defense was waiting for that down the line, and thought Carlos a bit late getting that tip from Sotones.
They're down by just 1 point. Pons, nobody there for AKARI.
Bernadette Pons coming alive here in set number 3, and they need this if they want to extend this match.
There's got to be that sense of urgency on the side of the Creamline Cool Smashers. As Jay mentioned, if they want to extend this match, they're up by 2 right now. 1-2 play, no good. They send this one to Gemma. Babalik sa Creamline. Turing is in the game. They go back to Gemma. Easy pickings. Ivy gets it to go.
And she's asking for a block touch on her down the line swing with the help of the tape here. In between the hands of Gia.
It's back to 1 point lead in favor of the Cool Smashers. Domingo serving. Gia. Laxina. That sails outside. Creamline leads 8-6. We'll be right back.
back, PVL fans. Well, the AKARI Chargers are leading this match and they're coming off strong. And one person who's also covering the fort and holding the fort for the Chargers is their captain, Justine Hazareno. She's been playing since the first set, and she told me that Coach Tina Salak told them that one thing that they should really focus on this time around, especially that the momentum is on their side, is to focus and play calmly. They have to play calmly because when they're rattled, they don't really play well when things and the pressure is on. That's why if one thing is working out for the AKARI Chargers, it's that confidence, that quiet confidence that Billy and Jamie and I were talking about earlier before this match started. So hopefully they get to carry that on all throughout the third set, and definitely a lot of action taking on for the AKARI Chargers. Back to you, Billy and Jamie.
Thanks for that, Lex. A lot of quiet confidence, as she mentioned, on the side of the AKARI Chargers. They're down by 3, however, in the third set. But it's the same exact situation that they were in that second set, and look what happened. But if you're Creamline, again, sense of urgency much needed. Here comes Gemma. Ball still live. Ivy tries, no go. Babalik kay Gemma. What a dagger by Gemma Galanza with her 7th point. And I hope you guys heard that attack. Let's take a look at this spike of the set brought to you by Dunkin. Pasalubong ng Bayan as AKARI Coach Tina will call for time. We gotta listen in.
Pag magandang ball, 1. Ngayon, ang target natin. Uwi natin.
Let's take a look at the upcoming games of the Creamline Cool Smashers. We are at the tail end of our preliminary round. March 17 against the Farm Fresh Foxies, and on March 21 against the Signal Super Spikers. So 2 very crucial matches ahead for Creamline.
You want to avoid that play-in
Correct.
tournament as much as possible, as we see Fifi Sharma with a clean swing on that back quick attack. We've seen Mars Alba really elevating the play of Sed Domingo, Fifi Sharma.
And it was a 3-0 run prior to that attack by Fifi. However, that's a service error for Mars Alba. Very unfortunate service error, because they already had that momentum and now they give it back, right back to the Creamline Cool Smashers. 11 excellent sets for Gia de Guzman. They're up by 4. Mars finds Ivy, challenging the blockers. Point number 13 for Laxina, leading all the scorers in our match today. Using the hands of the blockers, and interestingly enough, nobody in double digits for the Cool Smashers, Jay.
Yeah, Gia, you can see she's been trying to spread out the offense, targeting the middle blockers, splitting the blocks of AKARI, but in set number 2, the attacking efficiency was MIA for Creamline.
That was a good dig from Justine Hazareno. However, not the best of executions for Fifi Sharma and Mars Alba. He still needs to find that touch here in our third set. Mars. The Sultan is over the blockers.
Ooh, that was outside.
And she's looking at the coaching staff.
They will still call a challenge on this. A ball in, ball out challenge.
She was pretty successful with that last attempt prior to the one that she just made now. So it's going to be a challenge, as Jamie mentioned, called by AKARI. They're going to call it inside.
Rachel going for that tip. Right behind the block, Gia was awaiting for that down the line swing. Let's see this video challenge. And yes, that is outside.
Definitely outside. Pretty close.
Yep.
But clear as day, it is outside. Point remains to the Cool Smashers. Now a 5-point lead for Creamline. Single block, no coverage for AKARI. And take a look at the cool smashers here in this third set.
So Mars Alba trying to activate Fifi Sharma, but Panaga was already there. A bit too predictable in that sequence.
Exactly.
The pins are open.
Sotones from the left with a hit out.
A much needed side out for the Chargers here. They're trailing here in set number 3.
And this is exactly what happened in that second set. However, Creamline looking more confident here in the third. And that's something you don't want to see. Lalo na kapag naghahabol in a crucial set like this. Service error from Fifi Sharma. 3-point given to Creamline. Panaga now with 9 points. She's a leading scorer for the white shirts. Alba finds Ellie Soyod. You gotta put some power in those attacks. They need more of those from Ellie. That is just point number 5 for her.
No, Ellie she has been silent rather here. Mars Alba still pushing for the left pin, for the quick attacks. And Ellie Soya just able to tally 1 point before she got to the service line.
Also 1 point in the second set. So they need to show up a little bit more here for the Chargers. Pons over the blockers. Great anticipation by Domingo. Ball still live. Pretty long exchange. Tots rolls it over. They set up Mars. No go. The bump to Gretch. Nandoon si Atienza. Mars 1-2 play is money for Alba. Nobody saw it coming. Great read by Mars.
She knew there was open space for that 1-2 play. And it just worked for AKARI.
Right in front of Gia de Guzman. They cut the lead down to 4 points. Momentum on their side. Gia goes to Tots. Power attack from Tots. Carlos. 16-11. Creamline will be right back. UAAP Season 88 Volleyball is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on the UAAP Varsity channel and One Sports, because legends start here. So watching the game between the AKARI Chargers and the Creamline Cool Smashers. Happy Thursday to all our viewers. Whether you're watching, I was saying a while back, right? Even on a Thursday, a weekday, a lot of people in attendance enjoying this game. Also enjoying on Pilipinas Live, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. Creamline leads 16-11. Bonafé goes to Sotones. She's denied. Soreño tries. Successful.
And Jean Soreño, we all know her from her UAP days, coming off the bench, being the spark plug, and it works here. This time for AKARI, and that's a bullet going cross.
A trademark magic bunot for our coaches, before for Coach Ramil and now for Coach Tina. 4-point lead, Creamline.
Good dig.
Great defense from the Chargers. Turing again, much better this time with a seal of approval from Gia de Guzman.
Creamline looking locked in here in set number 3, up by 5 points. And Toring going up every time. That's a good play by Gia on that A-quick.
Bonafe to Laksina. They need something. Dug up. So with AKARI, Soreño from the right. Too much angle, goes outside.
Too much angle. Lack of first action as well. Still tried to target that same spot.
And with that, Coach Tina will gather the girls and call for time.
Balik lang tayo, balik lang. Masyado tayo na-excite. Okay, ulitin ko. Kakalmahin lang natin. Light lang natin. Pati itsura natin, nawawala na. Pati itsura natin. Okay, body language natin, nagre-reflect kung ano yung gusto natin gawin. Dapat ganun. Ulitin ko, kailangan presence of mind. End game. Again, yes! Let's go! AKARI!
The AKARI Chargers have a couple more games remaining here in the preliminary round. As we take a look at the screen, March 17 against Galleries and March 21 versus the Farm Fresh Foxies. A couple of interesting matches for them. So we will see how things pan out today.
Yes.
For the Chargers to take it one game at a time. This one very important. Soreño will adjust. Galanza with some power, some muscle.
And they need her heavily from the left pin, whether it's coming from a combination play, Billy, or from a shoot set to the left pin off the block. Gemma Galanza knows, and she loves this kind of pressure.
And she thrives.
Yes.
In pressure-packed situations like this one. Actually, the whole Creamline team, sanay na. 19-12 on the scoreboard. Good blocking. They try the other side. Ivy Laksina. Still nothing for the Chargers. Galanza again. Laksina has to make do. Someone's on the floor for Creamline. Gemma is up. That will go to the AKARI Chargers. But they will check in with Gemma Galanza. We saw her in the middle of that exchange. She says she's okay. She's okay. She says she doesn't need to get back on the bench. Worried everybody for a little bit there. But they're asking why they didn't stop, I believe, the sequence when Gemma was on the floor. But play continues at any rate. Creamline with a 6-point lead. Here we go. Joust at the net. Creamline has it. They go to Gemma. Dug up. Alba chases it. Bumps this one to Ivy. Carlos from the back. Mars to Laksina. She's blocked. Good coverage. Soyud. Chance here for the white shirts. Toring asking for it. Oh, there's going to be a challenge.
Challenge is called by the Creamline Pole Smashers.
And I think they mistimed the challenge that was called.
Coach, yun. Mid-play. Pero yung attack, yun nga, coach. Kaya titignan natin kung sa iba. Yun nga, kaya nga titignan natin yung dati. Nag-challenge sa coach. Ay, sir, back row po si Soli. Yes, sir. May display kasi yun, sir. Nagbasa.
At any rate, there will be a challenge, I believe, called by the CREAMLINE Cool Smashers mid-play. It was a football challenge, if I'm not mistaken. Well, right now, they are holding on to a 6-point push versus the AKARI Chargers here in our third set. Their best set so far for the just in AKARI won the previous 2 sets. So CREAMLINE really needs to get this one if they want to extend this game.
Down by 6 here in the third.
Thank you for joining us on Filipinas Live, One Sports and One Sports Plus. We have another interesting matchup after this. The next set, Chameleons will be taking on the Zeus Coffee Thunderbells. So I'm pretty sure they're still backtracking and trying to see the exact moment that challenge happened.
Kasi ang challenge ni Coach, yung kay Soyud yung sa number 24 na in-over niya. Pero ang contact ng bola kasi mababa sa mo. Eh mid-play challenge. 2 points talaga sa kabila.
And the point will go to the AKARI Chargers. And CREAMLINE will have to accept this one. It's now a 5-point lead for the white shirts. We have AKARI playing catch-up.
Ang contact ng bola ay mababa sa mo. Kahit tumapak ang back row players sa attack line, eh, good ball pa rin po. Kaya ang points sa AKARI.
So there you have it. That clarifies everything for everybody. The point will still go to the AKARI Chargers. Play continues. Gia finds Gemma. And a great comeback point for the Cool Smashers. They are not to be messed with. Back to a 6-point push for CREAMLINE.
Gemma Galanza with 9 points so far in this match. Gia pushing that set to the left pin. And Seth Domingo having no control in that sequence.
And a pretty tough hill to climb here for the AKARI Chargers. That's a service ace for Loring.
And looking at the receiving pattern here of the AKARI Chargers, Ivy Laxina is in the front row, so usually they have a 3-man receive, and she thought Gretchen was gonna get that one.
And that's why she moved back a little bit. Panaga. Nandoon si Justine. Great dive. Chance for CREAMLINE. The toss to Gemma. Too much sauce for the AKARI Chargers. And take a look at Gemma Galanza leading CREAMLINE here in this third set.
No, Gemma Galanza adding enough spin, enough roll shot on that swing right in front of the defense of AKARI. She just knows what to do in these moments.
Chen Tagao joins her teammates on the court. Fresh legs for Coach T. Combination play. That's good for Ivy Laxina. And finally something here for the AKARI Chargers. 14 points now for Ivy. And they need a couple more as they are playing catch-up versus the Cool Smashers here in the third. Alba to serve. Combination. Good blocking from the Chargers. Thoughts from the back. That's inside. She goes long. She delivers. Thoughts Carlos. 4th point today.
So happens here for the Creamline Cool Smashers. Gia giving that boost of confidence as well to Tots Carlos in the back row and finding that open window in the defense of AKARI.
Pretty big lead now for the Cool Smashers. Soyud with a hit out.
Off the block for Ellie Soyud. But Creamline just moments away in hopes of getting set number 3.
Dapple serving. Carlos drops a bomb.
So that's a good sequence from Gia. Take a look at Panaga being that decoy. Fifi Sharma jumping with her, allowing Tots Carlos to go through that block.
Cheers get louder for Gemma Galanza. Her and her team are at set point. Alba goes to Tagaod. Great contribution here by Chen Tagaod.
It's her first point of the match. Hoping to change things here for Coach T.
Great down the line attack from Chen Tagaod. Fifi Sharma on deck to serve for the Chargers. 17 serving 24. Chance here. There you go. And that is how you end a set. Perfect play, perfect execution for the Creamline Cool Smashers. That Gia de Tots connection is absolutely gold. As we take a look at this replay, you love to see it from the white shirts. And they will get a set versus the AKARI Chargers. We extend it to set number 4. We'll be right back. The Creamline Cool Smashers are alive and kicking in this match. They take set number 3 from the AKARI Chargers, 25-17, 29 minutes of volleyball action. And that's the Creamline team that we were waiting for this entire game, Jay. What a set for them.
I mean, from start to finish, Gia was able to activate all cylinders, whether it was the left pin in Gemma Galanza or the right pin in Tots Carlos in Turing. She started here in set number 3. She had a few points and was able just to boost the momentum and just to split the blockers of AKARI. And AKARI, you know, they were unable to get the first attack of the Creamline Cool Smashers compared to the other sets where they were able to get the defense on them. Let's talk set 3 stats here. The disparity not too far. 14 attacks for AKARI and 15 for the Creamline Cool Smashers. And the highlight here of set number 3, the number that pops out are the 7 errors of the AKARI Chargers, the biggest so far here. And Creamline, they were steady, tallying below 5. And we all know Creamline, they tend to tally too many errors, but it's actually the AKARI Chargers. And this is what you don't want to do.
Correct.
You are up 2 sets. We've been saying this, there's no lead that is safe here in the PVL. And if they want to win this game, they should do it now, unless, you know, Creamline extends it to 5.
And we know what Creamline is absolutely capable of. We've seen that time and time again from this team. That's why it is going to be a very exciting set number 4 for AKARI. It is back to the drawing board. Let's take a look at our team standings before anything else, just to get a clear picture of what Jay was talking about a while ago. Go ahead, Jay.
The Creamline Cool Smashers with a 5-1 win-loss record. Very huge separation with the AKARI Chargers. And AKARI just trying to get, you know, speed up and get the top 4 to, like we've been saying, to avoid that play-in tournament. Because when you are actually in the play-in tournament and you are in the top 4, you actually have more rest while they're in that play-in tournament, and that is something that you do not want to be a part of. And this game is crucial here, AKARI versus CREAMLINE.
And a couple more games left for these two teams, which we also saw a while ago. So here we go, set number 4. Interesting to see how this one's gonna pan out. Laksina. Mars. Great decision there by Ellie Soyot, swiping it off the hands of Gemma Galanza.
And Mars Alba, the set to Ellie Soyot was a bit tight. Her only option was going for that tip and a simple play off the hands of Gemma.
15 excellent sets now for Mars Alba. Gia goes to Pangs as Mars sends this one to Ivy. AKARI has it. Ivy will try again. Much better.
Good placement on the hands of that block of the Creamline Cool Smashers. Knowing when to activate, you know, all that strength and going for that off speed in between that broken block of Creamline.
Service ace with the help of the tape of the net for Mars Alba. We love that reaction from Mars. And she is one of the most entertaining players to watch.
Yes.
100%, no doubt. All good vibes.
Yep.
Back to this game. Still nothing here for CREAMLINE. Tots rolls it over. Alba back set to Ellie Soyot. Too much for Tots Carlos. And what a way to start the sets for the AKARI Chargers. As Coach Sherwin has had enough, he will call for time.
Kung walang receive, reaction agad. Makipagsapalaran na muna tayo doon. Ha? 1 point na muna tayo, Red. 1 point. Mas, tulong na muna doon. Kahit na busy lang, okay lang yan. Para makafocus tayo. Okay, marami pa yan. 1 point na muna. Isipin nyo, 1 point. Go! Go! Let's go! One, CREAMLINE! Happy!
Coach Sherwin telling his team that they need one good pass so Gia can activate the middle blockers, maybe create a play here in set number 4. But strong start here for the AKARI Chargers.
And it all really starts with that great reception. Tuloy-tuloy na after that, but so far so good here for AKARI. Great defense from the Chargers. Ivy Laksina. No coverage as we take this to Lexi Rodriguez. Go ahead, Lex.
Thanks, Billy and Jamie. Well, you know, for the Creamline Cool Smashers, every set, and for every team, every set is definitely a chance for them to reset, to go back to the drawing board and see what kind of lapses and what kind of in-game adjustments are they supposed to do. But for the veteran setter, Gia de Guzman, she did tell me that a lot of moments, especially when it's crucial, when it's clutch time, she always tries to reset and tries to talk to her own self that how do I hone my own decision-making skills? So I did ask her the same question. How have you developed this kind of skill for the years and years that you've played volleyball? And she did tell me, I think it really roots from the trust that they have with each other, the trust that the players have with them, the passion that they have, the drive that they have. And at the end of the day, you know, anyone will deliver for the Creamline Cool Smashers. But what do you think about that, Billy and Jamie?
No, we absolutely agree because CREAMLINE, as we mentioned also a while back, they're one of the most intact teams here in our league. But first, the spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan, here of Tots Carlos. Of course, so back to the question of Lexi's. I mean, for CREAMLINE, we have Gia back, which is great news for them. So their chemistry definitely still there. We saw that in that third set especially. and hopefully here in the fourth set as well.
No, and I like how Lexi brought up that Gia always has that reset.
Correct.
And, you know, it's important to stay calm, and knowing Gia, she's one of the most competitive players ever. And you could see that Creamline is slowly getting back.
Correct. Except for that miscom between the Cool Smashers. Back set to Ellie Soyud with a hit out.
And that combination play did not work for the Creamline Cool Smashers. And Ellie Soyud just off the block. Simple plays we're seeing from AKARI.
And I think that's what they've been doing also all game long. It's just keeping it simple, right? We were talking about it too, Jay, and Coach Sherwin also mentioned it in one of the timeouts. AKARI just really keeping it simple. However, another service error for PV Sharma. That is her third of the game.
Serving for Creamline, Panaga.
3-point lead now for the Chargers. Here comes Pangs Panaga. 9 points, 7 attacks, 2 blocks. Mars finds Soyud off the hands of Gemma Galanza, and she is on fire in our fourth set. 11 points for Soyud so far, 3 Chargers in double digits.
Now, this is what usually happens with Ellie Soyud. She has a slow start, but when they need her the most, she will provide in the scoring.
And she will show up. They're down, talking about Creamline by 4. Here they come, they need a good swing. And Tots Carlos will deliver. Of course she does.
Good timing before she heads to the service line. We have a double sub, Negrito and MG. Whether MG is coming off the bench or starting, we mentioned this earlier, Billy. Such high efficiency.
Right. And they need her right now. They're down by 3. As Negrito heads on over to the service line for excellent sets in this match today. Giving Gia a bit of a break, a bit of a breather. Mars. That's a single block on Sed Domingo. Good read by Pons.
That's a one-on-one. Bernadette Pons against Sed Domingo. And she was trapped. And the set was a bit too short. She was not able to go down the line there. Good serve.
Mars finds Gretch.
Gretchel is so good at going for those power tips and that soft touch.
Look for a timeout. We'll be right back. The 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference is in full swing. Watch it on Pilipinas Live app anytime, anywhere. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus. We have the Nexus Chameleons getting ready for their match versus the Zeus Coffee Thunderbells. A must-win game for them as well. Still vying for a spot in the top 4.
Serving for AKARI, Gretzel Soltones.
As we have Gretch Soltones getting ready to serve for the Chargers. They're up by 3 points, but cannot get too comfortable, especially against a team like the Cool Smashers. That's outside. They call it ball out.
The reception here in set number 4 is pretty steady for the Creamline Cool Smashers. Even the digging as well. It's the spikers. Not the right execution on attacks. That's a good decision by Kyle.
It's a good serve. Pons. Babalik sa Creamline. This time MG. Mars finds Ivy from the left.
Oh, that's too
Pons.
short.
Soyot from the back row gets it to go.
Usually with the system of Creamline, especially with that back row swing of Ellie Soyot, they don't want a blocker up against her because it sometimes does damage to the back row in the defense for the Creamline Cool Smashers.
And what a time to come alive here for Ellie Soyot. 6 points here in our fourth set.
That's a good serve.
Out of system for Creamline. Things looking not so good for the white shirts right now. And we have Coach Sherwin sensing it. He will call for time.
Hinapon pa natin. Tsaga. Walang pasa. Ganda na set. Walang set. Pasok lang. Okay.
Huwag tayo magsawa, girls.
Hindi ako magsasap. Tatlo pa rin yan, guys. Kailangan kata.
Let's go, one, green light! Happy!
The passing of the Creamline Cool Smashers has been pretty unsteady. Faith Esperos, Max Huanco for the AKARI Chargers. But going back to the Creamline Cool Smashers, Coach Sherwin talking about how they need one good reception, and you could see AKARI not taking them lightly here at the service line. And Kyle Negrito, whether it's Gia or Kyle setting up the offense, it's forced to go for those left and right pins.
A couple of adjustments need to be made by the Cool Smashers. Combination play. Ball is still live.
Ooh, still good.
Lucky save there by Sultones. De Leon, she was asking for that ball, and that is exactly why.
De Leon, much needed to boost the offense and just to split the blockers here of AKARI. They needed that. They needed this side out.
But also, Jay, what about the defense of Justine Hazareno?
So
she has
good.
been all over the court. Has been so steady for AKARI. Laksina off the block and outside for Ivy. 16 points.
And the Creamline Cool Smashers can't catch a break. They can't find some sort of momentum here because AKARI is shutting that down. And another simple play by Ivy
right.
Laksina off the block.
And AKARI really standing their ground against the Creamline Cool
Yes.
Smashers.
Good reception here.
Galanza. But a way to get another point there. 11 points for Gemma, leading all the scorers for the Cool Smashers.
Good receive, good set. And down the line she goes.
7 serving 12. De Leon now with 4 attack points. Mars finds Laksina, same spot. Galanza. Nandoon si Hazareno. Over the blockers. MG adjusts. And a point for Michelle Gumabao. Quality minutes, as we said, quality minutes, quality points. That's what she's all about.
Quality 5 points here in this match. And Ellie Soyud trying to reach for that swing of MG. Just doesn't work this time. Good receive.
Fifi. MG. Ivy dug up by Pons. The toss to Gemma. Continues to give AKARI a run for their money. Slowly creeping up here.
So Gretchen Sultones reading that swing wrong from Gemma Galanza. Zone 6. Good plays for Creamline.
Timeout, AKARI.
Ulitin ko. Ito lang. Insistent tayo. Kanina nangyari. Out of system. Okay daw. Mabilisin mo. Wala na ibang overlap. Ready tayo. Pag binigyan natin sila ng soft touches, automatic magiging system sila. Ito yung pattern. Okay, ngayon.
instructions. Alea Torres and the rest of the Creamline Cool Smashers. Ella De Jesus, Denise Lazaro Revilla. Coach T, going back to the timeout, Coach T, just simple instructions and telling her squad they need one good pass. And this is what we're seeing, Billy, with the AKARI Chargers. The blocking of the Creamline Cool Smashers has been difficult for them. The timing as well, Panaga, you can see she's a bit frustrated with these off-the-block points for AKARI.
So far, so good for the Chargers. MG, they're gonna chase it. Easy over chance for the white shirts. They go to Pangs, straight to the hands of Soltones. Back set to Soyud. They pop it up. They go to Gemma over the blockers. Good defense from the Chargers. They're everywhere on the court.
Oh, wow.
What about Justine Hazareno? Laksina. And that's gonna be a point for the AKARI Chargers. After a couple of exchanges between these two teams, now we see more confidence on the side of the Chargers and steady defense as well. A big shout out to Justine Hazareno, just doing everything to protect that ball.
Yeah, Justine Hazareno, just effortless, knowing where to go at the right time.
Remember, Hazareno, the 5th best digger in the league right now, averaging 3.40 per set. She has been such a vital part of this AKARI team. It's 15 serving 9. If you're AKARI, you want to protect this lead. If you're Creamline, you need something good. Alba goes to Soyod, no cover.
No, Ivy Laksina not ready for the coverage. The blockers were already there for the Creamline Cool Smashers. You expect Mars Alba to activate Fifi Sharma here. They need a good pass. Oh, back to Ellie Soyud.
That was clearly inside. Not the best judgment there for Justine Hazareno.
No, and Mars Alba, we're seeing good receives, and Fifi Sharma is wide open.
11 serving 15. Alba. You have Ivy babying that one. What a good chase!
Wow!
But also, Ellie Soyod crossing her fingers with that attack. AKARI leads 16 to 11. UAAP Season 88 Volleyball is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday rather, Saturday and Sunday on the Filipinas Live app. Also available on the UAAP Varsity channel and One Sports, because legends start here. How we wish every day on volleyball. But that's why we have the PVL every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And the UAAP every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So a lot of volleyball action the next couple of months, which we all love. This match at hand is proving to be a very interesting one between these two teams, a crucial one at that. AKARI Chargers holding on to a 5-point lead versus a Creamline Cool Smashers. De Guzman finds Carlos. The bump to Ellie Soyod. And she has been doing great things.
Yes.
For the Chargers, coming alive here in the fourth set. Remember, in that third, she only scored 2. In the second, she only scored 1. Really coming alive at the most perfect time for the Chargers.
And this is no surprise to us, Billy. This is what happens usually with Ellie Soyud. And she will provide, and that is inside for Ivy Laxina and the AKARI Chargers and the Creamline Cool Smashers needing to step up big time here in set number 4. They're rearranging their reception pattern right now.
And Creamline needs to regroup. It is ballooned to a 7-point push. Gia goes to Pangs. That is outside. Much to the delight of Ivy Laxina. The woes continue for the Cool Smashers.
AKARI just looking locked in here.
That's a perfect term for it. Locked in. Gia, back set. Finds Tots. Soyud again, because why not? Good cover. Soyud will adjust. Creamline has it. Gia, back to Tots. Carlos. Pure power, but a good dive from Justine Hazareno. She has been incredible, Jamie, in this match. Would not let a single ball drop. Gets a high five from Coach T.
So alert in every sequence.
Look at
Look
that.
at that. Perfect. The stability she provides for AKARI.
Not something you want, but they do have some breathing room. But syempre against Creamline, you don't want that to happen.
Now serving for Creamline, Gemma Galanza.
Here comes Gemma Galanza. Crucial serve. Mars to Gretsch. Good save. Pons challenging the blockers. The bump to Soltones. Inside.
Some much needed side out for the Creamline Cool Smashers. Gretschel tried to go down the line.
Great net coverage.
Yep.
For Creamline. Care of Tots Carlos. They're trying to trim down that lead. Alba to Soyud again.
Is there a touch?
And if you're AKARI, you can't get too excited. You can't stay complacent, as Coach T will call for time.
No rush points. Hayaan natin sila dumimpensa. Hayaan na gawin nila yung gusto nila. Pero kailangan nakafocus tayo. Balik lang agad. Simulan natin sa magandang pasa. Mars! Mars, do the magic! Yes! Let's go! Yes! One by one tayo.
Viva Isa!
One by one.
Atin to! Atin to! Let's go! Viva! Let's go!
You just love the empowering timeout of Coach T. Justine Hazareno, 21 excellent digs. What a performance.
The 5th best digger in the league. Also one of the leaders of this AKARI squad. Doing great things for her and her team. Today, they're up by 6 rather. Combination, soft touch for Soltones. Ball still live. Hazareno asking for space. The toss to Soyud. Here comes Pons. Alba finds Soyud again. Goes for the cross and gets the point. 15 for Ellie.
Ellie Soyud, the AKARI Chargers, very in system right now, especially with their movements. Everyone just understanding their roles. Mars Alba, when she gets the defense, Justine is always there for that second contact, and Ellie Soyud just on point this game.
PV Sharma serving now with 7 points. Gia, the Pons.
Ooh, okay.
With that dagger, that X Exclamation point.
That's the swing that they've been waiting for.
And that they need more of, especially here in the fourth. Rodriguez on deck to serve. Mars goes to Sed. She's blocked. Justine to Soltones. And you love how aggressive, Jay, this AKARI team is, especially here in the fourth set. Showing absolutely no fear against the Creamline Cool Smashers. Gretch Soltones, she's averaging 7.7 points per game. And right now she has 14.
Creamline having a problem in blocking, currently number 5. And AKARI just also outsmarting. The block is a bit rushed, talking about the Creamline Cool Smashers.
Serving for Creamline, Carlos.
It is 16 serving 22. Mars to Soltones. Chance here for the Chargers. They go to Gretch. She's blocked. No cover.
There we go. A kill block from the Creamline Cool Smashers. They need this big time here in the fourth. Good press by Bea.
Mars to Soltones, dug up. Jen to Pons. She is blocked. No entry.
And AKARI just moments away of finishing off this match. Coach T said it perfectly in the timeout. One good pass and take your time and relax. And this is what we're seeing from the AKARI Chargers. And looking back at their story at the start of this All-Filipino conference, started with 3 losses, and last 3 they have won, and they want to continue this momentum.
They climbed their way up. That's what they're doing now. However, that will sail outside for Ivy Laxina. A little too much power. But remember, Coach T would always remind them, don't get too excited.
Yes, relax.
Just stay calm and finish this one strong. But don't count Creamline out yet. Mars to Laxina. The toss to Galanza. Alba goes to Ivy again. Couple of exchanges. Here comes Gemma. Still Ivy.
There's a
Money.
touch. Block touch by the Creamline Cool Smashers. And this brings AKARI here at match point.
And if you're AKARI, you gotta be so proud of yourself for how you handled things today against the Creamline Cool Smashers. Kept the composure even after that third set. Now they're at match point. Let's see how things roll out here. Gia, they need a good swing. They go to Tots. And that's what we mean when we say they need a good swing. Tots Carlos will always deliver. She's got 10.
The pins are heavily needed here. Coming from the Creamline Cool Smashers. Whether it's Gemma is in the front row for Creamline. That is a good sign. You still have points for the back row swing.
That's a good one. Creamline has it. Galanza. Nothing yet. Babalik kay Gemma. Here comes Laxina. It goes back to AKARI. She's denied. They try one more time. Creamline not giving up. Gemma over the blockers. That's a smart move from Gemma Galanza. They are still in this game. They save us a match point.
Holding her breath here during that sequence. And Gemma Galanza activating a tip. And Ivy Laxina, she was there for that dig. Tried to go for a pancake save. rushed that one.
15 big points now for Gemma Galanza. AKARI at match point. De Leon to serve. Alba goes to Fifi. Gemma again. And take a look at Gemma Galanza. She's on fire. She does not want to go home yet.
She loves these moments, Billy. Pressure packed. She just knows what to do. Good efforts by Tots. And that cross was wide open.
Nerves of steel for Gemma Galanza. And what about Bea De Leon too?
Yeah, that's not easy.
Tagaod. Off the block and outside for Chen Tagaod. Delivers a finishing kick in this match against the CREAMLINE Pool Smashers. And how fitting, one of the youngest players on the team will get that final point. What a match between these two squads. Commend the CREAMLINE Pool Smashers for fighting till the end. But again, huge congrats to the AKARI Chargers. Let's take a look at our set scores. 25-21, 26-24, 17-25, and 25-21. We'll be right back to wrap things up. What a game we just witnessed. We have the AKARI Chargers taking this match versus the CREAMLINE Pool Smashers. And of course, Lexi Rodriguez is with our player of the game, none other than Justine Hazareno. Go ahead, Lex.
Billy and Jamie, I am with the back-to-back player of the game, none other than Justine Hazareno from the AKARI Chargers with 22 excellent digs and a 59% digging efficiency. Yes, the shades. Very fun, nothing but happiness so far for the AKARI Chargers. Justine, kanina, we were talking about yung simpleng instructions ni Coach Tina is to stay calm, stick with the game plan. Paano nyo trinabaho? Paano nyo nabalik sa inyo yung momentum this time?
I think nag-work lang din yung communication namin when it comes to blocking and defense, and especially din yung service namin kasi yun, pinagtatrabaho namin talaga siya sa training po namin.
And you know, something that we're all curious about, how do you get control of the ball? How do you know where it's gonna land? Paano mo siya na-expect? Meron ka bang, I don't know, anong tricks up your sleeve that you have?
Hindi ko rin po alam, pero tinatrabaho naman po yun.
And you know, you still have lots of games left. Mga ano pang klaseng pagtatrabaho, ano pang klase yung kailangan i-work on, especially on the last few games of this preliminary round?
I think siguro yung connection ng setters and yung middles namin and yung mga spikers. Kasi I think important yun sa mga susunod namin na games. Yan po.
Well, Justine, meron ka bang mga gustong batiin, pasalamatan, your fans, family, friends?
Just want to say thank you po sa sumusuport sa AKARI Chargers, sa lahat po ng sumusuport sa PVL team, sa Sir Chris, managers po ng AKARI, yung family ko, Zareno family, teammates ko, coaches, and si Austin po sa bahay. Thank you.
Congratulations, Justine, and to the rest of the AKARI Chargers. Billy and Jamie, what's up next?
Thank you po.
And huge congrats again to the AKARI Chargers for that well-fought win. As we take a look at our match statistics and what numbers stand out to you the most, Jay?
We have 60 attacks for AKARI and 51 for the CREAMLINE Pool Smashers. They did fall short there in set number 3 and 4 in the attacking department. The highlight there, Creamline Cool Smashers actually tallied more blocks with 9, but a lot of the swings from AKARI came from off the block, and that just means that the offense was able to outsmart the defense and blockers of the Creamline Cool Smashers. AKARI actually tallying more airs with 26 and 21 now for the Creamline Cool Smashers.
And with that, Creamline suffers their second loss of our All-Filipino Conference, while AKARI gets win number 4. We got more volleyball action coming right your way. Next up, it's Nextled versus Zeus Coffee. A very interesting match for everybody. And now for Jamie La Victoria, Lexi Rodriguez, Direk Marvin Chavez, and all the men and women behind this production, I'm Billy Capistrano, and this has been the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference, only here on Signal TV.